students, this is Unit 3, Lesson 2. We're going to focus on social development in this lesson. So child social development. And we start with attachment. So social development begins with attachment. When a baby is born, attachment is really important because after all, when it comes into the world, it's completely dependent upon other human beings for survival. If there's not somebody there that's their caregiver, then there's nobody to food, clothing, shelter, change the diaper, none of that stuff. And so the caregivers are primarily the people that babies are attaching to. As they grow older, these attachments form with other people that they may come into contact on a regular basis. But by the time they're gaining mobility, by the 6 month, 9 month, 6 month crawling, 9 month to a year to 2 years walking, they're developing new things like stranger anxiety and separation anxiety. The individual responsible for this term attachment is a lady named Mary Ainsworth, and she theorized about attachments in human beings, that they are securely attached or they are insecurely attached. And I'll be sharing more about that with you later on. Human beings attach, animals imprint, or at least birds imprint, and I'll show you that too. Once a baby is mobile, like I said, they're able to develop something known as stranger anxiety. So maybe a new individual comes into their life that they've not seen before. They may be a little bit leery of that human being. So about 8 months, when the baby's begun crawling, they develop a fear of strangers, and they'll cry and they look to their parent. Their parent provides them with a safe base, like some place where they can come back to and search out their environment. So the caregiver is the one who provides that you're going to be okay, child. You can go talk to this individual. And then if a parent leaves, then the child may suffer from separation anxiety. So same age, the child begins to cry when a parent leaves. And if you have younger brothers, sisters, cousins, nieces, nephews, you've probably seen these fits of separation anxiety. But generally, when the parent, the caregiver returns, the baby is very happy to see them, and that's the secure attachment that we look for when we're investigating insecure versus secure attachments. Furthermore, social development definitely depends on contact comfort. Now, contact comfort was given to us by a man named Harlow, and he took these monkey-looking things, these fake baby mamas, and developed an experiment that demonstrated that in order for human beings to feel love, as he called it, they have to have contact comfort. Now, this was developed by studying rhesus monkeys, and the rest of the story is kind of sad and heinous, and I'll tell you about it later, but he showed that these rhesus monkeys, and then generalized to human beings, that human beings need physical and emotional comfort that they get by being touched. Sometimes this need to be touched is even greater than the need for food and will be override, and attachment comes from contact. Again, just like with perceptual development, the baby knows this world of being held to be breastfed, so that contact comfort is instrumental in attachment. Attachment between mothers and infants also provide a secure base through which the child can go out and investigate the world. So, as I said before, if mom, dad, parent, brothers, somebody that the caregiver is present, then the baby's going to feel secure enough to explore the environment and figure out what's going on. Oh, what's this toy? What's this? Maybe out on the playground or talking to other friends, so on. So as long as they're there to support, then the child feels safe enough to go out and explore. Attachment is something that is found in humans. So why do we have contact comfort? Well, that's to develop properly through the different subsequent stages of our lives. Now, human beings, like I said, are the attachers, and then animals, geese, will do imprinting. This man that you see here pictured is Conrad Lawrence, and he's the mastermind behind the term imprinting. This is the process by which some animals form immediate attachments during a critical period. So the question of why do we attach? Well, because that's what is happening during this critical period of social development. We are forming attachments as human beings, animals imprint. So it demonstrates to us that attachments are super important to our healthy development, especially like cognitive development. Remember how important the brain and the neural networks are in this time period from ages 3 to 6. If we have attachments, that's going to make that more integrated into the process. Here is Conrad Lawrence being imprinted upon with his baby geese. So you see him in his cute little capris. He stands up and his geese follow him. So they consider him his mother, his caregiver. And later they're going to be out for a swim. So Conrad Lawrence is the mastermind behind the discovery of imprinting and the need to imprint. Imprinted some geese upon himself. They ran to him whenever they were scared. They honked when he wasn't around. So demonstrating that attachments are kind of the same for animals as well. That's why we know it's important, is because people and animals both do it. So as far as Mary Ainsworth's strange situation experiment shows us, we'll watch this video tomorrow. The strange situation is kind of like this. You see this play area and they put a kid and his or her mother into the room. And as the mother is there, the child feels protected, trustful with their parents and caregivers. So they go out and explore. Oh, there's new toys, there's other things. And then they send the parent out of the room. And the baby kind of has a moment of anxiety, like, what the heck? Separation anxiety. Where's my mom? And when the mom comes back, they check to see what the child does when the mom comes back. When the mom comes back is the important part, because a securely attached child is going to say, yay, kid's happy, mom returns, you're the reason I was sad, and I love you, I want you to be here. So a securely attached child is going to be happy when the mother returns, versus an insecurely attached child who is going to say, you're the reason why I'm angry. And that comes maybe from children show anxiety or avoidance of trusting relationships, comes maybe because mom is not consistent when the child cries, not reliable, and it might demonstrate like this distrust that the child has with an insecure attachment. Like maybe the parenting style has not been responsive to all of the child's needs, and they remember it, they hold a grudge, and they could be insecurely attached. More on that in class. And finally, this last slide is another video where we will see some children who grow up without that contact comfort and without someone who is answering their cries when they're in the crib. You'll see that their prefrontal cortex and their cognitive growth was greatly stunted by this lack of being held, being coddled, being talked to, all the things that is instrumental in a child's social development.